Hi guys, this is Kinga. Here's a promised video on OptinMonster. As I promised everyone in my group, I will do a little overview of how to set up optins. And here it is. I hope you will find some value here, and I just want to show you how easy it is to get yourself set up. Okay, so first of all, I want to show you here is an example from one of my clients. We have quite a few of them set up. Usually what I do is I do 4 main optins, 2 for desktop and 2 for mobile. Desktop, they both have just a general pop-up and exit intent. Now, I noticed that the exit intent has a tendency to convert better. My thoughts on it is because when people first come to the website, they don't really know what to expect, and then so they dismiss the first pop-up, but then after they had a little time to review it, and you hit them with the exit intent, they subscribe because at this point they know that your website contains something that might be interested in the future. And so as you can see here, my exit mobile is converting probably the best, but that's, mobile is really big these days, are bigger. I mean, most people are just shopping on mobile. So this one is converting the best, and also I think my exit pop-up, general exit pop-up, is converting the best. So, but this is my observation. You guys need to do some testing. I'll see what is working best for you. I also have a big exit intent on a blog page, and this one is also doing really good. However, yeah, this one is more just to sign up for blog updates and stuff like that, to keep them, to keep sending them interesting content. So this is what I have here for my e-commerce. However, today I wanted to show you examples of just general opt-ins. I was doing some for myself the other day. I'm working on my sales funnel, and I thought that would be a good example. So I scroll up here, and you can see I've built 3. I've built my lead magnet, and now I've done 3 opt-ins. One is just a general desktop, one is for mobile, and then I also did an inline for my blog, and I'll show you in a minute how this looks like for myself. But first I prepared 2 examples for e-commerce. So here's one of my old clients, and here's an example, just a regular sign up where the same sort of a format is duplicated for mobile, and we're giving 10% discount code. And also here we have the exit intent. These been done a couple years ago, actually. They could use a little bit facelift, but I am not really working with this client anymore, so I'm just helping him. I have these on my under my account, so it's good to show them as an example. But in any case, as you can see, get my discount code, no thank you, we have all these elements. And I also like to design my opt-ins a little larger. They work for me. I like when they are much more prominent for e-commerce. So, and here's the example that I'm doing for myself. So it's a little bit smaller. My lead magnet is an ebook. So I just, something very simple, but to the point. I am still working on the copy. Good idea. I posted in a couple groups, and I am going to refine it. However, for purpose of this video, I just want to show you guys a couple examples, and now I want to show you how all of this is done and integrated into Klaviyo. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I assume pretty much everyone has some basic knowledge about the drag and drop builder system. So I'm not going to really explain that. I just want to go through the motions of how simple it is to put a campaign and how I do it, and integration, and that's it. So the way I do it, you create a campaign and then you get to choose which ones you like. Like I said, these are usually for my desktop. I like to do this one blog, exit intent for blog, or when I have customers where we just do lead generation. This one now I started using for mobile. I really like how this slides in. So I use this format for mobile, and inline I use for blogs. So in this case right here, we're just gonna do the pop-up, and then here we have, you know, they have tons of great templates, and I do use them sometimes, but I also really like to kind of start clean when I do something really simple. And now, since they designed this builder the way it is right now, it's just much easier also you have a greater flexibility. So let's say I'm gonna use this one. It's just a really simple template. I'm gonna clean. There's nothing here, right? So I have a full range to do whatever I want to do. I'm gonna do a test video, and then I'm gonna integrate this into my site. I have my clients also have their opt-ins on my account, so that's why I have so many, but you're probably just gonna have one. Anyways, I'm gonna click start building, and now I have a clean canvas here that I can start designing. So what I have done for myself, I used this format because my lead magnet, my image was a little bit narrower, but let's do something more kind of like e-commerce related. So let's do this one. And now we're gonna add to it. So the first thing I do is we want to have an image on this side, and then we're gonna have copy and our sign up on this part. So I'm gonna add text one, which is going to be our headline. I'm gonna add more text, and then I am going to add my opt-in fields. Okay, so now I've got kind of like a basic stuff going on here. I am, as you can see, there's all these different options that you can drag and drop and just keep building countdowns, yes or no. So this is great. I am also going to take this off, sorry, OptinMonster, but I don't need that. And I'm gonna disconnect it right here, okay? So I have a paid account, although I don't know if there are free accounts. But anyways, this gives me the choice of getting rid of it. All right, now let's add an image. Let me see, I have some images in my library. Let me just pull something up from here. Let's use this one. Okay, and now let me just kind of modify this form, because I definitely don't want phone number. On desktop, I do name. On mobile, I don't use name, because I feel like the less on mobile, the better. Now here they've added a really nice feature, the privacy text. When it's like GDPR clients in Europe, I would edit this and I would add a checkbox. And here I would say our terms and conditions. There we go. And then make this smaller. There we go. All right. So that's kind of like the basic is done. Let's now work on our headline. So here, what are we going to do? We're going to do welcome to our website. This is, like I said, this is just kind of like a, I don't know, dummy text that I'm putting right now, right here. We are going to, you guys are gonna, you know, do your own creatives, but this isn't a tutorial on how to writing a copy. This is more of how to set it up and connect the elements together. So here we can change the color. We can change there you go, line height. I really like that. Okay, now let's move on and change this text and say sign up and get 10% off on your first order. Okay, now we can make this also centered, and we can make this a little bigger. All right, and that's basically it. Sign up button, let's modify it, let's make it a little bit more add color to it so it pops. Let me just use some blue so it doesn't clash so much with the, okay, there we go. Oh, these colors always are so weird. All right, we do this, and then I'm gonna use white. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now we want to kind of space this out, so I do it to add some space and to make this, okay, make this more balanced. I would go to blocks and I would add a spacer. See, like this, and now it's much more balanced and nicer looking. And that's pretty much when it comes to creating this. Again, you can be creative because I feel like you have much more flexibility. You don't need to use any code, and you know, a strong hero image and some really good copy, and you have a great beginning. Don't forget about the success page. So you need to click here, and now let's add. Here I would just do for now just a simple block, and I would add 2 blocks of text, and one is, okay, that's fine. So here we're gonna say thank you, big thank you, and let's make sure this is centered, and let's use something big, okay? And then here let's do please check your email for further instructions, okay? And let's do this, and let's also make this a little bigger. So now I would like to add a little, at least this is what I do, I add a little, I use the spacer here to just add a little space everywhere. And what's nice here, you can adjust this, so you can just do it like this, you know, to make your page a little, or the box a little bigger to match the other box. So anyway, something like this. And that's it, your opt-in is ready. We have this one on the front page, and then we have this one. Let's see if we can add a little another block spacer in here, and then let's just make it a little narrower. There we go. So now things are a little bit more balanced. Okay, now that we have our opt-in set up, we want to move on to integration. So the first thing is display rules. We have so many different options, right? So what I like to do is time on a page is at least, let's say, 10 seconds. And I would like to add I would like to change this, because I don't want this to be or. Well, actually, no, I don't want this to be or. I want to be and. I want them to be on the site for 10 seconds, and I want this to show only for the people that scroll down the page about 45%. for this particular example. I'm not sure if this is the best for e-commerce because you do want to get as many emails as possible, but just for this particular example, I would do visitor. Okay, let's see. I think I need to scroll time on a page. Distance scrolled is at least, and let's do 45%, okay? So now we know that they've been on a page for at least 10 seconds. They've been scrolling down if your page is longer. And now we're gonna put where we want this to show. So current URL is any page. In that particular instance, I want this to show on any page. You know, I might have it like the inline. Actually, the inline, let me show you. The inline example is right here. Is on my blog page, and I only wanted to be here in the middle of the text, and I only actually wanted to be in that particular page. So that's where I can specify here. I can have just a specific URL or section of the website. So that would be and the last thing for this particular one would be that I want this to show on a desktop only, okay? So visitor device is, and here I'm gonna do desktop. Okay, so now 10 seconds, 45 scroll down, any page and a desktop. Next step, yes, I want this to show opt-in, not the success page, because these are choices. And here is the summary. So you have to review the summary, make sure or and however you want it. And then time on the page is 10 seconds, 45, and URL, visitor's desktop. And this, once they meet these conditions, the opt-in will show. All right. Next, we're moving into integration. So integration, we're talking about Klaviyo because that's all we're using here. So integration is going to be Klaviyo, and look how many choices there are. Select, let's assume we don't have an account. I have several, so I am actually going to connect. Actually, no, I'm going to do add new account, right? I have it connected, so you need to connect Klaviyo to it. So we're adding new account. So Klaviyo account label, Klaviyo API key. So the way to do the API key, we're going to profile. You're going to account. Once you're in account, you click on setting, and then here you get this page. We already have one generated. Just for the purpose of this, I'm going to show you create API key. No label, so we can you just call it, you know, let's just call it OptinMonster test. Save API key. Let me copy this. Let's go here. Boom, that's it. And then you're gonna select your list, whatever it is. We don't want a double opt-in unless you do. Then you click on this part, and that's it. And you are done with the opt-ins. The last thing is you have to go here. I believe it's this code that needs to be copied and pasted into your website, and I think it's like to the main page template. Yeah, of your website template file. So copy and paste this into your website template file. And once this is done, you click live, and that's it. Oh wait, did I miss analytics? I think I missed analytics. So we have the integration with Klaviyo, and then we go to analytics. Last thing, it's important that you do that because you know how big I am on Google Analytics, measuring everything. You go here, you choose, you probably only have one account, and then connect, click on the right Google Analytics account, next, and done. And this completes a setup of an OptinMonster that it's super easy to do. And let's see, and if you complete all of these and set them up for all different devices and different purposes, and then add analytics, it will be very easy for you to go in every day or every couple days and just check how everything is performing. And then actually one thing worth mentioning is here we have we have my lead magnet, and now now everything is set up and I see some people are converting. I'm gonna add a split test, and all I need to do is click A/B split test, which is gonna duplicate this for me. I'm gonna call it, I don't know, different color or something like that. Test button color. And then I'm gonna create a split test. And again, we don't want this. So we go here. And now I'm just gonna make some sort of a change. Maybe I'll just change the button. Get the lookbook now. I'm gonna say yes. I want the lookbook. Okay, and then I am going to, oh, okay, and then I need to change this on my URL. Okay, good. So I'm just testing the text on the bottom button, right? And I'm gonna publish it, save it, and now I got me A/B split test, and you can see it right here. So then, like I said, what I do is every couple of days I come in and I'll check how all of these numbers are performing, and then just keep tweaking things and making sure that you get the best out of it. So I hope you find this helpful and interesting. Once again, my name is Kinga and I am an e-commerce email marketer. I like helping people with Klaviyo. This is part of the integration that I do because I found OptinMonster to be really good to work with. So I've been using them for all my clients. And yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, please post them below in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you learned something, and looking forward to connecting with you guys in the group. Thanks.